is my invitation in this moment. Play is my teacher. In greed and jealousy and anger and hurt and manipulation, those are just the parts of the self that need to be seen and heard. And so the invitation here is, how can we invite the inner child, the play, the curiosity, the exploration, and awe to be able to dance? But forgiveness, so energetically forgive, energy going out, forgiveness, energy going out and back, circular. And I was like, to be in joy, because you cannot do joy, you cannot get joy, but you can be in joy. You're able to be in love with yourself internally, therefore you're radiating in love with everything that you see. Therefore it's a chain effect of being in awe of everything. Being important as a warrior, conscious warrior of love, is to know when to draw the sword, to stab, but when to keep it sheathed. That men cannot hold space. Men can only exist in the space with you, walk in the space with you, fight side by side. A woman holds a baby for 9 months. She is holding that space for 9 months. Kia ora whānau, no mai, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cyrus Henry. Today is, I just wanted to create a space for me to just go wherever I wanted in this moment, and I would just speak and eventually come to a finish. So that's the intention of this video, and let's do karakia. Let's do karakia for this as well. I feel for me, karakia is necessary when journeying, and we're about to go on a journey. Might need to bow your head. Also, this is the first time I've had my hair out. I'm growing all my hair actually. I guess this is kind of like a vlog of thoughts. I still don't understand the difference between vlog and whatever I'm doing, but whatever. Anyway, this is the first time I've had my hair out. I'm growing all my hair out, and because I'm starting to thin at the top. And I asked my mum the other day actually, I was like, Mum, do you reckon my hair's thinning? And without a breath of pause, not even looked at me, she's like, yep. And I was like, stink. So I'm growing out my hair as a last like hoorah before it gets too obvious that I need to shave my hair, and then I'll eventually go baldy. So yeah, anyway, karakia. Bring your eyes to a close, allow yourself to arrive into the body. Let's also take 3 deep inhales and exhales together. Breathing in love, exhaling love. Take a deep inhale. Breathing in love and exhale love. Let's breathe in gratitude this time. Taking a deep inhale, breathing in gratitude. Exhaling gratitude. And last one, let's breathe in joy. Taking a deep inhale, breathing in joy. And exhaling joy. Ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, ki te whenua, ayo, ki te rangi, ayo, ki te moana, ayo, ki te papatua nuku, ayo, 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 ki ngā mea katoa, ti hei, mauri ora. And bring the eyes to an open. That roughly translates to, may peace reign over the skies. May peace reign over the land. May peace reign over the ocean. May peace reign over Mother Earth. May peace reign over everything. It is so, breath of life. What's alive today? Wow, play's been alive today. In the last couple of days, and today I had a big morning practice, a morning journey. I went to the beach and did a workout, then I meditated, then I just played. And play for me is whatever is, it's not planned. I'm not trying to do something. I am just exploring. I am curious. The essence of play, which is the inner child, and the essence for me in the inner child is curiosity, exploration, awe, and play. And I felt the call, the tohu, the signs of I need to do some playing. And so I was just playing this morning, just dancing around, doing some capoeira, flipping around. And in my workout, I was playing. And even this whole dynamic here is playful. And I was like, oh, maybe play is what I want to talk about today. And the tohu, the sign that confirmed that, was I was just doing some life admin, sitting outside, and then my nephew comes in, and he just runs outside, and he's like, ah, and then he's riding his bike, and then I'm like, playing, and then we're just playing, and I'm been feeling really playful today. I guess for me, what's important there is playing. The visual that I experience is like, it's like a spark of inspiration. If you imagine just darkness and nothingness, and then there's a spark, boom, then play. And then it's an inspiration to explore, play. The inner child. So play. Wow. There's this quote that has stuck with me. And you'll notice throughout a lot of my videos is I like to share quotes and words. Quotes, if you're not having fun, then what's the point? Said to me by a wise shaman after plant medicine ceremony. If you're not having fun, what's the point? Now that's not to say that you're ignoring, that you're putting to the side things that may be challenging, that may be a bit more challenging to experience. Examples of challenge could be hurt, pain, sadness, loss. Just all of that despair. But I feel like one of the big things that I learned from plant medicine ceremony, just linking that to the shaman that said this, if you're not having fun, then what's the point, is being able to accept it is what it is. In this totality of the human experience, we have our darkness, we have our light. And it's not about ignoring the darkness, the parts of ourselves that we don't like, the parts of ourselves that we ignore, and that end up acting out in greed and jealousy and anger, in hurt and manipulation. Those are just the parts of the self that need to be seen and heard. And so the invitation here is, how can we invite the inner child, the play, the curiosity, the exploration, and awe, to be able to dance and experience these parts of ourselves, this darkness. And because that quote was said after a big night of ceremony, which for me, the intention of ceremony is to do the work, to go deep within inside and meet the parts of the self that reside in the darkness, grab their hand, embrace them, and invite and illuminate that space. And we want to integrate that part. And so play. What do you visualize, experience, sensational-wise, emotional-wise when you say the word play? I want to play. Have you forgotten that word, play? Have you forgotten what it is to play? I remember earlier on in my years, when I say that, is like I've been deeply doing work for 10 years now, 11 years, and I've been studying fundamentals and in education in the world of healing space for like 8 years. And when I started to get into intention setting and affirmations and intention setting for the day, is a lot of my intention setting during that time was at least specifically this one, was how can I play today? How can I play in work? How can I play in training? How can I play with learning? How can I play in relationships? And it just creates this lightness, like a energetic weight just coming off my shoulders, because I'm now intentionally going forward with the inner child energy, exploration, curiosity, and awe. So yeah, my young nephew just runs in full power and he's like, ah! It was amazing. It was a beautiful tohu, beautiful sign. They're like, yes, play is my invitation in this moment. Play is my teacher. Especially with this journey of content creation and YouTube videos, I've been just like really getting into it, working and just really going through it. And then I noticed for myself, if I don't take the time to meditate, to journal, to play music, is I start to mentally get ahead of myself. Physically, I get ahead of myself, and my beingness, my spirit, my moody, my energy starts to get less behind, and then I feel like I am trying to catch up in time. And like I made a video about this exact concept of waiting for the spirit to catch up. And so I have to remind myself to make sure I sit, so then the spirit can catch up. And so then for me, if you're constantly in the space of trying to get somewhere, and this frequency, eventually it leads to burnout, because you're not allowing everything to catch up, the spirit, the emotions, the mind, the parts of the self, and so we can walk together as a whole going forward. And so I'm always in a state of reminder, in a place of reminder. Okay, cool. I'm feeling like I'm late all the time, and I feel like I have things to do, and that's me being ahead of myself. And so I have to remind myself to come back, to sit, to wait. Play makes this easier. If you have things to do, a lot of work to do, and you've got things to meet, is how can you incorporate play? Because the frequency there in the state there is curiosity. It is exploration, it's awe. And energetically, what I see there with the energetic of play, it goes like this. Exploration, awe. Because when you explore, you're looking everywhere. When you're playing, you're looking everywhere. When you're in awe, you're looking everywhere. But if you're just doing, you're just laser focused. I just remembered to look at this camera, because I'm always looking at that. Laser focus. And you're just doing, and you're not seeing everything around you, the 365D world, because you're just focused on where you need to go. And so for me, my reminder by the natural world was to remember to play, because play helps to integrate things easier. This is a quote that says, the easiest way to learn is through play, because it allows the mind to sit, to come to rest, and you're just approaching it with curiosity, exploration, and all. Play. Anyway, that's a big one. Speaking of words, play is a word. I've been exploring. I had this beautiful conversation today with one of my good friends. It is the exploration of the word ness. The suffix at the end of a word. You may know it as happiness, gratefulness, loneliness, sickness, illness. And one of the words she's exploring is sitting with, or just adopted or into a field, is lovableness. And then it sparked this conversation, because I said, I'm curious about this word ness, and I've been curious about it for the last couple of days. And she was explaining to me about her perspective on it. And for me, I was like, this is what I feel like it is. I feel like, for example, I'm going to use the word forgive and then segue, hey, I've got a video about forgiveness. Anyway, the word forgive is something that you do. It's an energy out. I forgive. And then you have receive. And then, no, I forgive is something you do. But forgiveness, so energetically forgive, energy going out. Forgiveness, energy going out and back. Circular. And I was like, I feel like This word ness is like a state. Forgiveness is a state. Lovableness is a state. Happiness is a state. Happy, you do. Forgive, you do. And then I looked it up, and it's a German word, suffix, and it means state, quality, or condition. And I was like, yeah. And so that was really cool to kind of experience it and see it in my mind's eye, and then look up the meaning. Quite often when I experience things, I visually see it energetically. Is how I see things, is energetically. So yeah, to forgive is energy out. Forgiveness is energy out, back in. It's a circular state of being. It's a revolving. So yeah, this word ness. And so what else I've been exploring in terms of wordplay is, for me at least, the difference between words of emotion and words of being and states of being. So for example, happy. You can be happy. You can do happy. It's an action word. You can do love. So do happy. Do things that make you happy. Be happy. Do things that make you happy. Do love. Do things that you love. Do things that demonstrate love for others and for yourself. And then, so you have happy, love, forgive. Then you have happiness, lovableness, forgiveness. And then, for me, the other level after that is to be in joy, to be in love, to be in gratitude. And how to clearly explain that is, that's right. It was, when you're trying to do happy, when you're trying to get happy, either do happy, you're doing the happy things, and or get happy by getting happy from outside yourself, doing love, doing the things that demonstrate love and get love. It's a quick journey to the end. It has an ending. Because what I see there visually is like, I'm just trying to get to the top of the mountain to be happy. I'm just trying to get to the top of the mountain to be loved. I'm just trying to get to the top of the mountain to be healed. Whereas happiness and in joy, happiness is, this is the mountain, and enjoying the mountain. Is that right? I don't know. I feel like I'm not explaining it properly. Anyway, happiness is the state of happy. Forgiveness is the state of forgiving. So what I was saying there is the difference between emotions and the difference between states of being. Because happiness, happy, love, fear, anger, if you understand the core emotions, do I remember all four? I know there's like four. Love, joy, fear. I feel like anger comes into fear. And there's despair, I think. I'm going to link it there. I'm going to find it and put it in the screen. Everything, all emotions are offshoots from that. And if you're familiar also with the Wheel of Emotions, I also shared that in one of my videos. The Wheel of Emotions allows you to kind of articulate your different experiences through these core emotions. The invitation for me and the invitation I want to offer to you is, how can you operate in the state of beingness, double state, beingness, double states, of joy, to be in joy, because you cannot do joy, you cannot get joy, but you can be in joy. It's like a bowl soup or a bed. You can be in the bed, but you cannot get the bed. Or you can get the bed to put the bed there and be in the bed. Anyway, you cannot do joy. Yes, you can do love. Yes, you can get love. Those are things that you're doing outside yourself. But the invitation for you, for me, is how can I resonate and vibrate in the frequency in love? And I'm always in the state of love. And in my yesterday's video, I share a very, very deep, profound experience that I had. And one of the things that I had cultivated to allow me to be in that place, to experience that intensity, that pain, is because of the cultivation of being in love, being in gratitude. So when I experience times of challenge internally or externally, I am always held in this nest of love, of gratitude, because I resonate and vibrate at that frequency. I'm not trying to get love. I'm not trying to give love. I'm just going to be in love and radiate that love. And the actions are a result of that. The people that come into my field are a result of that. That joy is also a result of that. I'm being in my state of joy. I'm being in a state of play, in a state of awe. You cannot do awe or be awe, but you can be in awe. Oh, that's a new one. Just put that together. Thanks. I've never said that, to be in awe, because I'm always exploring, like, what can I not do, but have to be in. So you cannot do awe, like AWE, awe, but you can be in awe. You can do love and get love, but the frequency you want to aim for in a constant moment-to-moment day of life is to be in love. To be in love, you're able to be in love with yourself internally. Therefore, you're radiating in love with everything that you see. Therefore, it's a chain effect of being in awe of everything, being in joy of everything, being in gratitude with everything. So words. So I was exploring that word ness, and then I just added beingness, double state of being. So yeah, just to offer that to you is to explore the words of emotions, and then ask yourself how you feel with the word happy, how you feel with the word happiness, how you feel with the word being in joy. I wouldn't say it's a word, it's a state of being, because for me, joy is the root base of everything else, happiness and whatever else you want to call it. Being in love, being in gratitude, being in awe, being in fear. You cannot do fear, but you can be in fear. Yeah. My last quarter that I want to explore today, inspired by a post, is about masculine, feminine qualities, not specifically male gender, sex, but male, masculine, feminine. I read a post roughly about, kind of summarized into shaming the masculine, and the masculine is to penetrate. And I kind of started this conversation in my head of, and I'm just going to share what this is. It's, yes, the masculine energy is to penetrate. The feminine energy is to receive. Masculine energy, penetrate. Feminine energy, receive. But it's important, because there's a shadow aspect there to the masculine. Is if the masculine energy is constantly in penetration, this is also referring more to males, because the predominant energy quality is quite often the masculine energy. And I'm not saying that we don't have feminine energy, because we do. We have both. But right now I'm just talking to the masculine energy is to penetrate. And one of the things that I have taught and shared men is knowing when their energy is penetrating without consent. Energetically penetrating a woman's field or a man's field, specifically a woman's field, without consent, which there creates, the person wants to run, because the penetration of the energy is it's too much. And so this phrasing, this word came to me today as I read this, was there's a shadow aspect of that, of men that operate too much in their penetration energy and haven't softened into the feminine energy, penetration out, feminine in. And so therefore it can create a lot of tension out in the environment. And so it's important as a warrior, conscious warrior of love, is to know when to draw the shield, when to draw the sword, to stab, but when to keep it sheathed. So for me, what I experienced there is drawing the sword to penetrate is because there's something you need to do outside yourself, something, an action that needs to be experienced, that is the step forward, that is the exhale. But it's important to know when to sheath the sword, to not take a step forward, to come into stillness and to soften and just wait. Maybe you need to use a shield, maybe you need to use the words and the mind, maybe you need to use the hands. But it's important for a warrior, the masculine warrior of light, the warrior of the heart. And the warrior that needs to come forward today is to know when to draw the sword and know when to keep it sheathed. To understand their weapons, their tools. No, actually, one more part. There's another part that exploring of, and I did a video about it actually, about holding space. I'm curious about what you feel on this as well. I believe, my perspective, that men cannot hold space. Men can only exist in the space with you, walk in the space with you, fight side by side with you, because the nature of the masculine quality is outside the self, external, the exhale, the step forward, the hand out. And in our indigenous times, where a lot of men in their spaces were side by side, training for fighting, hunting and fishing, doing all that stuff side by side. But as for the woman, it's, and this goes to this quote of the man builds the house, the woman makes it a home. Sure, we live in a modern day today where different things, different genders can do whatever they want, which is great, and it's amazing we're there. But it's also, I feel like for me, it's also important to understand the origin and the roots and the natural order of, or the natural way of being, and then branch out from there and explore. First, to know where you're gonna go is to first to know who you are and where you come from. So it's to honor the past, to know the present, to therefore go forward. Anyway, I believe women truly only have the capacity to hold space. Why? Because a woman holds a baby for 9 months. She is holding that space for 9 months, not by choice, but that's the natural way of her life. If one chooses to have a child, she is holding space. And if you imagine this is like the belly of the mother holding, she is that first space holder, then the man is to support her space holding. She is the one that makes it a home, the man is the one that builds the house. And so this exploration I've been having of women hold their space. You know, our Mother Earth, she is holding it together. She holds everything. And then our Father Sky is just the extra support. But she holds everything. And then there's a dance between of the holding and the existing. But naturally, in my perspective, is the mother holds space. The man exists in the space with you. Anyway, those are all my thoughts that I've been exploring specifically today. Play, the inner child, curiosity, exploration, the words of ness, state, beingness, states of being, the difference between words of emotion and states of being, and then just a masculine, feminine approach on space holding. So yeah. Anyway, I feel complete with that. To close with a song, eh? This is Matoruru. Yeah. It's Hui, which is the god. It's Matoruru. which means Mr. Owl. And I shared this song today actually with some brothers and sisters across the world on a WhatsApp group. I shared this song because it's like a plant medicine group, and so I shared this song as just wanted to share a song from New Zealand. So the song is called Huutia. It's important for me to acknowledge where the song comes from. The song comes from a northern tribe of Aotearoa called Ngaitahu. Huutia. Huutia is a whakatauki, which is a phrase. It translates to pull out the shoot of the flax bush. Where would the bellbirds sing? Say to me, what is the greatest, most important thing? What is the greatest thing in this world? And I will say, the people, the people, the people. So this song was called Huutia Te Rito. Huutia Te Rito, Huutia Te Rito ara keke. Kia te koma koe ko, ki mai ki au. He aha tēnei anui, he aha te menui o te ao. Maku e ki atu, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata, he. Well, hope you enjoyed this journey today. Like I said, I just went wherever I wanted to go. And you'll be curious as to your thoughts on some of the things I explored and your own thoughts on them. Because, this is a sharing. And I like to be shared with. Learning is a relational thing. So I'd love to hear your own perspectives on whatever I shared today. Anyway, my whānau, my family, tihei, mauri ora.